Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is MightyHigh, and in this video I am going to show you how to build this lovely bee farm we have behind us. So as you just saw it there going off with the pistons, and also the bees are collecting the pollen from the flowers and bringing it back, producing honey and honeycomb. So in this chest here we have 3 bottles of honey, and yeah, it's not produced any honeycomb yet, but it's not been going for long, and I've only got one part of this farm actually producing honeycomb. But you can decide how much honeycomb and how much honey you want in this farm. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so to build this farm here you will need a 9x9 square here, but as I say, this design is tileable, so it's up to you how big you want this, really. I'm just going to show you the basic design, and then it's up to you how you go along with this. So to start off with, let's show you the materials you will need, and as I say, depending on how big you want this, it depends on how many you need, but some design blocks, so I'm using honey blocks and hello chicken. So honey blocks, for a design you can use any kind of block you want. We need some bees nests or some bees hives. We also need some bees, obviously, to produce the honey. We need some glass blocks, and we also need some flowers. And then the redstone components we need are some sticky pistons, some hoppers, some redstone comparators, redstone repeaters, redstone torch, redstone dust, 1 daylight sensor, and also some dispensers. And it depends on how many beehives you have to how many dispensers you need, and also that goes with the redstone components, the repeaters and the comparators. Dust, you will need quite a lot of redstone dust for this design. So if you guys don't know how to get the beehives, you can find them in various biomes like forest biomes, but an easy way to get them is you can get some oak and birch saplings and bone meal, and you'll also need some kind of flour for this as well. So I'm using a cornflower, and if we plant a row of cornflowers down like that and have a block out and then plant some trees, so let's just use some birch trees and bone meal these, there's a 5% chance that one of these will actually grow with a beehive. And there it is there. Nice, we've got a beehive there and also some bees in it. So that's an easy way you can get a beehive out exploring, unless you want to explore the different biomes. I just think that's an easy way of getting one, and don't know why it did that, but it did. Awesome. Anyway, so now we've got the beehives. You just keep doing that until you get about 5 of them, and then with the beehives you can get honeycomb to make the bee's nest. But I'm going to use beehives for this, but to make a bee's nest we need 3 bits of honeycomb like so, and 6 bits of wood in that formation like so, and that will give you a bee's hive even. And you can use either a bee's hive or a bee's nest for this design. They both work exactly the same as long as there's bees inside them. So let's get on with the build, shall we? Alright, so to start off with, we're going to place our beehives, and we're going to go 4 blocks out from the back of this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then we're going to place our beehives here. So we're going to only place 5. That's 3, 4, 5, and yeah, let's get rid of that and place one there. So that's 5. So now we've got our beehives down, we want to grab some comparators, and we want to place a comparator behind every one of these beehives or nests, depending on what you're using. Then after that we want to grab some redstone dust, and we want to go 1 redstone dust out and then 2 redstone dust out in a line like that on each one. And then what we want to do is grab some glass or a different block. You can use solid block if you want, like honeycomb if you like, and then we want some redstone dust on top of that as well. The next thing we want to do is we actually want to use glass here, because if we use honeycomb it blocks off the redstone there. So that's why we need glass on this layer here, and then we want to put another bit of redstone on top like so, and then we can just continue with the glass like that. You can also use honeycomb at this stage if you want, just so we can place the redstone on top like so. So that's most of the redstone in, but what is it going to be powering? It's going to be powering some dispensers. So what we want is we want some dispensers facing down on this beehive like so, and we just continue placing these dispensers down like this. So that's 3, 4, 5. They should all be facing down like so. That's good. And then we want a solid block on top of these dispensers like so. Then from there, what we can do now is place some full blocks down here like so, and then get some repeaters out like that, and place a repeater facing into this block. So when this beehive is full, this comparator will read it, give a signal strength of 5 until it reaches this repeater, and then it will power this block, dispensing whatever's in this dispenser. So it can either be a bottle or shears, and that's how this farm works. So that's all the redstone you will need for this. Unless you want an on and off switch and a daylight sensor, then the added bonus is that it actually switches off, and you can also manually switch this off as well. So to do this, it's really quite simple. We need a daylight sensor, some redstone dust, a redstone torch, and also some sticky pistons. So let's go over to here. We'll place our sticky pistons facing down like this on that block there, so it can cover this beehive once it's been extended. So let's put some blocks on these pistons like this. Oh, before you put the blocks on these pistons, it's probably a good idea to fill these dispensers. So I'm going to fill these dispensers kind of evenly with glass bottles and shears. So we have 3 glass bottles and then 3 shears this time, and it's entirely up to you how you fill these. So if you feel like you're only a builder and you want loads of honeycomb, then put loads of shears in, and if you want loads of honey, then put loads of honey bottles in. So now we've filled our dispensers, we can now cover them and place a block on these pistons like so. Then if we come up here on top of these pistons, we want to put a block on our pistons like so, and then another block extending out. So from this block here, we want to go out 1, 2 and 3. Then we want to put a block on top. So now we should have our blocks in this kind of formation. We can get rid of that one if we want to. Then we place our daylight sensor there, and then 1 bit of redstone, so that redstone should point into this block here, powering this. Then we want our redstone torch there, so that will get unpowered because this block is already powered from this daylight sensor. And then we just run redstone on top of these, so this will power these pistons when it reaches night. So let's just change it to night and I'll show you what I was talking about. So when I change it to night, these pistons will extend, covering the beehives so that the bees don't actually get out at night. So let's do that. And once that sun reaches a certain level, they will extend, so it shouldn't be too long. And this will also give the bees enough time to go into their hive as well. And there we have it. So the pistons are extended and the bees won't be able to get out. So for added comfort, what I've done is I've extended them, or I've covered most of this in glass. So from this point upwards, I've covered in glass. So we can cover all this in glass like so, and then cover this point as well in glass, just so that the bees don't escape, because they do fly, and obviously you would have bees in here as well. So the last thing we need to do is we need to get some flowers on this row here, quite close to the bees or beehives, so that the bees can actually get the pollen out and make the honey or honeycomb, depending on what you want. And then we just cover it up in glass or whatever block you like, or depending on how you want to make this look. I'm just going to use glass because I really quite like doing that. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So the only thing you need to do now is get some bees in there. So I'm just going to use spawn eggs for this, but hopefully you would have been able to get some beehives with bees in them. As I've shown over there, they do actually spawn with bees in them, so it's not going to be too hard to get bees. And then you can breed them with flowers as well, which I've actually forgot to mention. So if we've got 2 bees here, we can get some flowers out and then breed them like so. And then that produces a little baby bee. Alright, so the last thing we want to do now is get some kind of storage for this, and it's as simple as getting some hoppers and some chests. And all we want to do is go down to like this and run a hopper line going out, let's say out here. So we want to run a hopper line how did he get underneath there? Anyway, sorry. Trying to make a video. So yeah, we want to run a hopper line down there, and then if you want, we can just cover that like that. And then we're just going to lead that hopper into a chest, because it's entirely up to you where you want this honeycomb and the honey to go once it's been produced. Essentially, this hopper line will basically go off to where you want to store it. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. A fully automatic honey and honeycomb farm. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and now you should be able to build this no problem at all. So if you like this video, then please click like button, and if you have anything to say about this, then put it in the comments below, because it'll be cool to see what you guys think. And also, thank you very much for watching. So with that said, I've been MightyHigh, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye!